Hi there. A couple of days ago, I posted in my last video, I spoke about my genetic report and a couple of the surprises and aha moments I got from my results. Today, I want to go a little bit deeper into it and just show you a little bit more info. What is it you will see in your genetic report, and why I would love for everyone to get their own report, because it's so important. And most importantly, you do it only once. It's not a blood test, it's not a diagnostic tool. You just want to see what genes you have passed down to you from your parents and what lifestyle changes you need to make to assure long, healthy, happy life. This is my report. See, it has my name on it. And I believe if for some people they don't want to have their name on the report, that we can give you your report without your name on it. What I love about 3x4 Genetics is it's a pathway-based genetic company. They don't just check your genes and then you see a list of all your genes. They are actually put in specific pathways. So when I get the report, like when I get my client's report, what I do, I go here and I look at the pathways. Okay, so you have the cellular, systems, cardiovascular, energy, activity, and then nutrients. Because the most important cellular, that is a baseline. And the next what I'm looking for is dark purples and light purples, because that's where we should start. This is where the client has the genes that needed more attention. So I'm looking at, especially at the cellular level, because like I said, it's your baseline. I'm looking at purple. See, methylation for me, very high. But not all purple is kind of bad. You should look out for, because there is really good purple, which I have. See, in activity, it says training response and endurance. Those are good purples to have. So when I get the client's report, first I look here. Then I kind of go and look here. Okay, so you have the genes. The red ones are the beneficial genes. You want to have more of those. I have only 4. The white ones, they have no impact. And then there is a low impact, medium, high, and very high. And these are the 2 I mainly look into. And the ones that have stars, those are the superstar genes. These are genes that on their own, they have a little bit more impact than others. So then what I go look is here. So we're looking at methylation, which is high. So that's the first thing I need to start working towards. Okay, what's so interesting, and I want to bring your attention to this. See, it says here glucose and insulin. It's a low impact. It's green. Last week, I did my blood test. And that's what usually I ask when I'm looking at my client's genetic report. Before analysis, I also ask my client if they have any latest blood test results, because I kind of want to see. See, genetic testing it's not a diagnostic tool. It's something that your genes were passed down to you. So there is like, okay, what's potentially you have going on in your body? Your blood test is a snapshot of what's going on now. So when I look at my blood test, my cholesterol was slightly high. My total cholesterol, my LDL and triglycerides were slightly high. But it's an indication of blood sugar imbalances and me eating higher saturated fats and sweets. And I know that's true because in the last few months, I haven't been paying much of an attention to my diet. So I've been eating like bagel and dessert here and there and not exercising regularly. And so when I look at my blood test, I saw my cholesterol was a little high and the other numbers. I'm like, okay, insulin resistance. And I know it because as soon as I eat that food, like a high carbohydrate food, right after that, my insulin goes up and I go into like food coma when I cannot keep my eyes open for about 15 minutes. So I wanted to bring your attention to, so even though my glucose and insulin here is low, but if you read here, it says glucose and insulin production need to be in balance to prevent damage to cell system. So genetically, you should be able to regulate your blood sugar provided you eat a balanced, healthy diet and exercise regularly. So if I eat healthy and exercise regularly, I shouldn't have any issues with glucose and insulin. Now, another thing I want to bring your attention to that is so interesting is blood pressure here. It shows that it's a high impact for me. But what's so interesting is, see it says the superstar gene here, ACE. ACE is the gene name. DD, it's the variant that I have. DD, that means both my parents have this gene. So I got one from each parent, which makes it homozygote, which makes it a little bit more higher impact. Now, what's so interesting that ACE gene itself is a salt sensitivity. It actually controls your fluid volume in your body, hence your blood pressure. But because I have the DD variant, makes it decreased likelihood for salt sensitivity. And when I'll show you in a nutrients, I have very low, like salt is not an issue for me. Even though I'm not a big salt, like I would never add salt onto my food. But I don't have any salt issues. But here it shows blood pressure, meaning the ACE-DD specifically, I have to pay attention to saturated fat intake. That's what's going to create the essential hypertension and more potential for cardiovascular disease. So these are the things that you find out from your genetic test. As a pain relief specialist, one of the reasons I got into nutrition and then genetic testing is when I see clients and I want to help them to get rid of the pain, sometimes after a couple of sessions we don't achieve results, I question, okay, nutritionally, what they have going on. Do they have digestive issues? Do they have any chronic inflammation, low-grade chronic inflammation, maybe autoimmune condition, or whatever going on in their body internally that can present itself as a muscle, bone, and joint pain? Or do they have anything genetically going on that makes them more prone to having soft tissue injuries? And this is why I also love when I look at my clients' blood test results or their genetic test results, gives me an overall picture of how to put together their healthy lifestyle protocol or their pain relief protocol or their treatment plan that we can achieve long-lasting results. And this is what I love about when I look at the genetic testing. This is activity overview. What I love about it, and I already know this because the training response, it's high. And this is a purple you want to have. This means my baseline, I can achieve higher results with training in sports. And I know growing up, I've played different sports. I was a professional volleyball player. I played volleyball for Armenia national team. And every sport I've tried, I'm good at sports. And because of this, I have a good baseline. So when someone has a good baseline, with proper training, you can achieve amazing results. Now, when you look at the endurance, high, again, I was a trail runner. I've done marathon. I've done obstacle course races, like a 25K trail races. So I do have the endurance, but of course I had to train with it. I'm also medium at the power. Remember that ACE DD that showed up the superstar gene in blood pressure? Well, guess what? That's also a gene for power. So that's one of the reasons to where you see the genes in a pathways, it makes so much sense. And then again, my recovery low. That means I recover really fast, which is true. Now, there are practitioners that work with professional athletes, create their training program based specifically on their genetic test, because you can personalize it. You can, after looking at this, you know exactly what type of training program and how many days or how many hours they need to exercise to achieve the best results. And then here, of course, your nutrients. The caffeine. See here, I'm a medium metabolizer. If I want to get that kind of energy from caffeine, I need to drink it maybe like half an hour or so, 45 minutes before where I need that energy, because I'm a medium metabolizer. So it takes a little while for the caffeine to kick in. This nutrient list also, it's almost like your cheat sheet for nutrition, because it shows you what kind of foods, like vitamin B12, because I have genes that makes it so I do need to take methylated vitamin B vitamins, especially here B12. So it kind of tells me what foods I need to eat higher, or like vitamin C. See, the salt, I told you, I have no issue with salt, because my blood pressure thing, as I mentioned earlier, had to do with saturated fat intake. Now, at the report you get your this 31-page beautiful report. Afterwards, I put together something like this. I generally try to find a picture that fits my clients. Like, I kind of know what they like or what they do, so I try to find picture that fits them. And then I put together this summary of like, okay, these are the pathways we should be paying attention to. And then the dietary suggestions. And then the second one is your lifestyle changes. What lifestyle changes you should be making, or supplement suggestions. So with your report, you'll get your full report, you get this, and you'll also get your the Zoom recording. That way you can refer back to anytime you like, because let me tell you, in that 1 hour, I share so much information with you that sometimes it can be very overwhelming, and for you, there is no way you're going to remember. I have clients say, sometimes they go back and they listen and they hear things that they completely missed what I said.